in the bearings of the modern economic machine. A drinking working force means decreased production in mill and factory.
Most people know that Prohibition was a wild time in America.
It's no longer a question of liquor or no liquor. It's a question of racketeers or no racketeers.
The government banned all regular alcohol.
The speakeasy era began and ended with illegal booze. Prohibition was eating away at morality.
Gangsters like Al Capone got rich by selling illegal drinks in secret bars. It was a giant game of cat and mouse.
Good. Give me that axe.
But almost nobody knows the darkest secret of the whole story. The United States government actually poisoned the country's alcohol supply on purpose. Starting in 1926, the police had a massive problem. People were stealing regular factory alcohol used for paint and fuel. Bad guys were cleaning it up so people could drink it. So, leaders in Washington decided to act. They ordered factories to mix deadly chemicals right into the liquids. They added paint thinners, car fuel, and dynamic chemicals that cause deep sleep. They knew full well that normal citizens were going to drink it anyway. Experts say that between 10,000 and 50,000 people died from this program. It was not an accident. It was a deliberate plan to scare people into following the law. I am the Watchman. Case number 09 is officially open. How did the government get away with killing thousands of its own citizens? To see how this plan started, we need to go back to 1920. The government passed a strict law called the Volstead Act. Suddenly, making or selling beer and wine was a major crime. But factories still needed alcohol to make things like paint, ink, and soap. This was industrial alcohol. It was totally tax-free, but it tasted terrible on purpose. For a few years, gang leaders just stole old pre-Prohibition whiskey. But by 1926, that secret supply ran completely dry. So, gang chemists found a clever loophole. They hijacked trucks filled with factory alcohol. They ran the liquid through basic stills to boil out the bad taste. Then, they sold it as real liquor. The government realized they were losing the war. Their standard rules were failing to stop the black market. So, in the summer of 1926, top leaders started an aggressive project. They told government scientists to find chemicals that could never be boiled out. It was a dark race between government labs and underground chemists. On January 1st, 1927, the government rolled out Formula Number 5. This formula doubled the amount of poison inside factory alcohol. They used a chemical called wood alcohol. If you drank it, it would blind you or end your life. Soon after, a tough leader named Seymour Loman took over enforcement. He did not care if lawbreakers got sick. His team had a simple rule: follow the law or face the consequences. To see why this plan was so deadly, we need to look at the science. Normal alcohol and wood alcohol look exactly the same. They smell the same too. Underground chemists tried to separate them by heating the liquid up. They thought they could boil off the poison first, but the two liquids have boiling points that are too close together. Regular alcohol boils at 78 degrees. Wood alcohol boils at 64 degrees. To separate them, you need a perfect factory lab. The crude stills in the woods could not do it. Trying to separate them was like picking spilt salt out of sugar. It was a physical impossibility. So, the poison stayed inside the drinks. Once a person drank it, the liver made a terrible mistake. The body turned the wood alcohol into a chemical used to preserve dead bodies. That chemical is called formaldehyde. Then, it turned into a dangerous acid that attacks your cells. This acid travels straight to the back of the eye. It destroys the optic nerve, causing permanent blindness in a few hours. Just one single teaspoon can make a person blind forever. A small glass can kill you. The government also added kerosene, which is used for lamp fuel. It made the drinks taste like pure grease. If a person threw up and got lamp fuel in their lungs, they choked. They also used benzene, which destroys your bones. On paper, the government said they were just marking factory property, but in reality, they were loading a trap with live bait. The numbers behind this program are absolutely staggering. But the pain was not shared equally by everyone. Rich people did not drink the government's poison supply. They had plenty of money to buy high-grade liquor smuggled from Canada. The victims of this chemical war were almost exclusively poor people. Working-class laborers and immigrants could only afford cheap local bootleg drinks. They drank whatever they could find in the slums. On Christmas Eve in 1926, the crisis hit a boiling point. Secret holiday bars in New York City sold a batch of poisoned industrial alcohol. At Bellevue Hospital, the doors flew open. By 1800 hours, patients were rushing in with wild hallucinations. One man screamed that Santa Claus was chasing him with a baseball bat.
Santa Claus!
By 2000 hours, lines of people were experiencing severe stomach pains. By midnight, over 60 patients were packed into the emergency room. On Christmas Day, 8 people were already dead. Dozens more went completely blind before sunset. Over the next 2 days, 23 more people died in their hospital beds. The holiday death toll in just one hospital hit 31. A brave medical examiner named Dr. Charles Norris tried to stop it. He held big press lines to show people the raw evidence. He called Prohibition a grand experiment in killing people, but leaders in Washington refused to stop. The government's defense of the program was cold and direct. A powerful temperance leader named Wayne B. Wheeler spoke for the dry side. He said the government had zero duty to make illegal liquor safe. He wrote that anyone who drank alcohol was choosing a swift suicide. He believed losing lives was just the cost of fixing a bad habit. The head of the Treasury, Andrew W. Mellon, also kept the formula active. He said the poison had to stay until scientists found a better option. So, the biological arms race kept moving fast. In 1930, a new disaster hit the Midwest and the South. Poor people could not buy real liquor, so they drank a ginger medicine. It was a cheap liquid called Ginger Jake. To pass government rules, the makers had to mix in hard solids. So, 2 shady guys named Harry Gross and Max Reisman used a trick compound. They mixed a chemical used in plastic factories into the medicine. That chemical was an absolute neurotoxin. It aggressively attacked the spinal cords of everyone who drank it. Suddenly, thousands of poor workers lost total control of their limbs. Their feet went completely flat, and their hands went limp. People called it the Jake Walk because victims had to drag their feet. Between 30,000 and 50,000 citizens were permanently crippled by that single batch. The law was not stopping the trade. It was just forcing people to take more dangerous risks. This dark chapter proves that relying on a single monopoly is dangerous. When a central power controls the grid, independent people face massive risks. Throughout history, centralized rulers have used their weight to restrict free trade. Today, the same digital bottlenecks happen in the online world. Massive third-party networks can lock your assets or raise their fees in seconds, which is why I am tracking a direct way to build your own platform with Shopify. Shopify is a global business engine built to give you total control. It completely removes the hard technical steps of starting an independent shop. You get fast payment setups, simple store designs, and secure checkouts. You do not need a computer degree or coding skills to run a storefront.
Interesting.
You can sell your own goods safely without a single middleman blocking your way. So scroll down, click the link below. On December 5, 1933, America finally ended the noble experiment. The country ratified the 21st Amendment and repealed Prohibition. The special toxic program was stopped immediately. Regular, safe alcohol returned to the stores, and the poison deaths dropped to zero. But the true cost was hidden for decades under piles of government records. For 7 years, the state used deadly chemistry as an enforcement tool. They treated the lives of their own citizens like numbers on a balance sheet. We like to think that laws are always built to protect us. Case number 09 proves that central power can easily turn into a weapon. When an institution cannot win an argument, it might just poison the well. The Watchman file on the Prohibition poison program is officially closed. Humanity is a bottomless well of madness. I'm heading out. Next time, we stay in the 1920s to trace a wealthy man named Eben Byers. He drank 3 bottles of radioactive water a day until his bones turned to dust. I am the Watchman. Stay in the light. Now, someone get me a coffee. This atmosphere is depressing.